Hey, welcome back to the show. I am in sunny Canada right now. Okay, it's sunny today, but yesterday it was really rainy and cold, so I'm actually so excited that it's sunny. I am here to present and speak at Shine Live, my good friend Chantel Adams' beautiful event, and it's just so magical. I don't know if you've ever been to Kelowna, Canada, BC, but oh, I love it. I love it. Just everybody is so nice. There is good food. There is the sweetest tea shop that smells amazing from down the street. I mean, it's all the good vibes. I'm really enjoying myself. So I'm popping in to chat with you for a minute, and then I'm going to play you a live video that I did that is so good. If you are in the business of making new habits, creating discipline, and showing up for yourself, you're going to love it. I don't know if you know, but I've been doing 44 days of Facebook Live, and I'm a couple weeks in, and this was actually the first video I did. I kicked it off with a boom because I really feel like there's going to be a lot of valuable information and insight and inspiration in here for you to commit to yourself in a new way. And I am a firm believer that we are our habits. The way we are being in our life has everything to do with the practices we keep, the way we think, the way we feel, and how we show up for ourselves. So there really, to me, is not really a more important conversation, at least as a foundation of success. So that's what I'm going to play for you. I also wanted to let you know that I am launching my brand extension. I think I'm calling it actually my brand expansion. And I'm going to do that in a Facebook Live on Thursday. And I'm going to have a very powerful invitation. And it's going to be just so good. So if we're not already connected on Facebook, make sure that you friend request me or follow my personal page. That's where I've been doing all of the Facebook Lives. And check that out. That'll be on Thursday. I'll probably, if you're not on my list, you can click the link below and download my Leadership and Visibility Masterclass, and that will get you on my list. And I will send the time and everything out to there. So just wanted to let you know, and you will be hearing more about it as I will be updating the name of this podcast shortly after. I'm going to keep letting you guys know so that you're not like, what is happening? But I feel like you're really going to resonate with this brand expansion. It's not a pivot. It's not a shift. It really is about expansion. It's about deepening and then expanding. And that's truly what I've been doing. And if you haven't listened to the podcast where I talked about this, I do believe it's the one right before this. So check that out and enjoy this conversation around habits. The discipline bucket is what I'm calling it, and teaching you my method to creating new habits really in a really juicy way that feels good, because that's my core value is to feel good all the frickin' time. So much love to you. I will see you really soon, and hopefully I'll see you on my live video this week. And if you're listening to this way later, then it will already be unfolded, and you will be able to look back and witness the beautiful journey of expansion. So excited to share it with you. All right, love, listen on. Oh yeah, welcome to the Intuitive Empire. I'm your host, Jaya Rose, and we can finally get started because you are here. And if you are ready to energetically align with your desires, own your innate magic, and step powerfully into your spiritual leadership, well, love, you're in the right place. Let's do the damn thing already. Hey, friends, welcome. I want to know something. Let's get real right away. Is it tough sometimes to make new habits? Can you relate to the feeling of desiring a new result, desiring a new reality, and knowing that your next level requires something new of you? And yet it can be so difficult to actually implement these new habits. And I'm going to dive into why. I'm going to explain to you what I call the discipline bucket and how really understanding this can help you stick to those new habits and go to that next level easily. Because what I have found is that the power is in the practices. In fact, your power is in your practices, whether it be what you practice thinking, what you practice believing, what you practice eating, the basic health habits. All the habits in our life define us ultimately. They define our human experience in so many ways. So let me know when you are here live. Say hello. Hello, Janice. Hello, Jocelyn. Make sure to say hello as you're hopping on. Please let me know if you can relate to this. If you are currently working on, doing, feeling into, whatever it is for you, creating new habits in your life. Put a number 1 in the comments if you are doing this. Now, guess what? I am. I think I am always creating new habits in my life, but right now you guys are witnessing one today because this is day 1 of my 40 days of Facebook Live. And I thought, well, what better way to kick this off than to talk about new habits and why sometimes they are so difficult to keep and create and continue with. Okay, so yay, Janice is creating new habits, Molly's creating new habits. If you guys want to share with me what they are, go ahead and put them in. So I'm going to break down for you a couple different angles because this is not linear. Okay, and anytime we're creating a new habit, I could say, okay, I'm creating this new habit of 44 days of Facebook Live. And I could say, well, that's linear, right? It's tomorrow. It's the next day. It's the day after that. Now, all I need to do is do it every day and I will achieve my result. Now, this is not true. It is not true because why? We are multifaceted. We are not just one thing. We are not just one decision, and therefore now we are doing it. We have multiple layers of what create our reality, and especially coming into the deeper levels, we start to understand maybe why it can be so challenging to create these new habits. So one thing I've noticed in my life, and I would love if you let me know in the comments if you can relate to this. Molly says getting up early, right? I just implemented that new habit and I've been doing it for about 5 weeks now. I'm going to tell you all about it, okay? So one thing I have noticed is, and I'm going to introduce to you this discipline bucket right away. So the idea that we have a bucket, and in this bucket, when it gets full, you already have a number of disciplines that you're doing, whether it's brushing your teeth, it's flossing your teeth, it's just basic hygiene, showering, washing your hair, taking care of your children. You know, everything that we do, it's like, if you think about it, is it a choice? Is it a choice? Yes. Well, then you have at some point disciplined yourself to do it, even if it was from a really young age. So first of all, recognize how many habits you already have in place. It's not just like new habits are the only thing that matter. What happens is we have this discipline bucket that every time you're like, okay, I must step it up. You might go to dump a new discipline into the bucket, which would create then a habit once it lives in the bucket. But the bucket is full. The bucket is full because the level you're playing at is the identity you have, and you have not stretched beyond that ability to create new room in the bucket. Follow me here. Whatever results you have, whoever you are being in your life, this is what you are comfortable with. Even if you just grew and it was uncomfortable to grow, the growing and expansion phase is what's uncomfortable, right? So as soon as you get and you arrive to that new level, then you got to recognize that that is your identity. That is your new identity. Hey, Karen, welcome. The identity that you have encompasses all of the disciplines and habits that you have in your life and the way that you see yourself. So Molly, because you gave me your example of getting up early, who do you think you'll be when you commit to getting up early? What will it do for your life? How will you feel? How will you see yourself? What is possible for you when you are getting up early? Because these are the things to actually look at versus just, it's linear, it's one thing, I just have to do it. Because as you know, that doesn't work. And then we sabotage ourselves and we don't do it. And then what? We use it as evidence that we're not good enough and we suck at creating new habits, right? And so I want you to stop this. Like, I feel like it's one of my missions in life is to empower women to create new habits and be so fucking nice to themselves along the way. Because it's like a domino effect of when you have the new desire and then you go to do it, take action on it, but you're not being the person who has the capacity to hold the new results, aka the discipline bucket is full. Therefore, we use it as evidence and we sabotage, and the positive thing, the positive momentum that was possible, therefore, flatline, right? Molly says, like my yoga guru, clear and happy. Ha ha! Clear and happy. Yes, I feel that, sister. That is why I created my getting up earlier routine, which I will share with you in just a moment. So a personal story around this is that if you didn't know this, actually, you can let me know in the comments, but put a number 2 in the comments if you already know that I was a personal trainer for 12 years before I went full into my online transformational spiritual life coaching business. Okay. So what this did is it gave me a very clear understanding of how to help people create habits. What is one of the hardest habits to do? Exercise. Now, what I found is that I had to be really good at this, right? So I was a master at exercise because I was in no position to create a living around it, which I had a living. I had my own fitness studio, my own business for 12 years being a personal trainer. That there were certain requirements of me. Now, when we are going to make a new habit or create a new identity because it is required of you, I will tell you that it's much easier. Now, this is a little bit of a hack that I'll dive into. But also what happened is because I was fit, I still am pretty fit, but I was about 30 pounds lighter than I am right now. To anybody's account, I looked great, okay? And what happened is I had an identity of myself where I knew that I could be this woman who, when I walked into a room, people turned their heads. I knew that I could be the woman who men were attracted to. I knew that when I went to the gym and I wore my tight leggings and my tight tank top, that men would look at me. I knew these things. Now, there are some ways that they defined me, right? Because I was not fully aware of how they were defining me, which means they were. They were the identity I was locked into through my ego. That's fine, okay? That's not to say anything negative about it. And what happened is that it wasn't creating awareness for me to really recognize that I kept myself right there. So yeah, sure, I was pretty and healthy and attractive. Great. What I wasn't was, hey Haley, what I wasn't being was my full potential. I hadn't yet claimed my full power to do things like I do now, which like stand on stage, deliver a 45-minute keynote, fully feeling lit up and like I can lead, but also co-create, which I believe is one of the most powerful things we can do as humans is lead and co-create simultaneously. So many things that I had not allowed myself to step into. And what I can see now is that it's because of the identity I had. And the identity of like, it's good enough. It's good enough that I'm easily likable and I make enough money and I have X, Y, and Z in place. And yet the thing that we recognize as we desire more for our lives is that we need to, and not only need to, but it must and it will require a new version of ourselves. And it's that new version of ourselves that has a bigger bucket, right? The capacity in that discipline bucket will grow. It has to grow. And the idea that it's going to grow by shoving a bunch of new habits inside of it is not helping us. It's not helping us, because that's when we feel all of the resistance and we sabotage, okay? So do you want to know some ways that I learned to deal with this? And actually, I just implemented a number of new habits. I'm like a freaking habit machine right now. And I'd love to share with you what I'm doing to actually stick with it and to not sabotage them using this methodology that it is something beyond us. Well, it's something beyond the linear way of thinking about it. It's not just XYZ result. It is, how do I think about myself? What is my capacity? How do I actually expand the bucket so that I can put more in and then, and only then, get those results? Hey, Lindsay, how are you, beautiful? So excited to see you here. So let me know in the comments, would you like me to share with you the habits that I'm working on and how I'm actually doing these mindset and belief and embodiment shifts simultaneously and what it required? Because I heard Molly said she's wanting to get up early because she wants to feel like her yoga guru, happy and centered. Is that what you said? Someone else said was it you, Janice? So Janice is in my Embody program right now. And in my Embody program, we do something called stacking habits. Now, Janice, the reason that I posted in the Embody group and tell you I was going to be live is because this will be super helpful for you in applying these habits. Because what I don't explain at the beginning of my program is, well, guess what, y'all? You're going to be incorporating some habits and you're going to love it. No, I don't even do that. Because if I told you that, you'd be like, oh my God, no, I suck at habits. I've already failed at this. Right? So I don't even tell you that. What I do is I give you homework every week. And what you'll notice is the homework is stacking habits. And in this, it's actually such a beautiful way to start to make a commitment, because you already, and here's where it gets really clear, okay? So stick with me on this part. Janice already made a commitment to the habits before she even knew what the habits were. Okay? What? What does this mean? Janice said yes to her next level before she even got on the sales call with me for Embody. Janice, I hope it's okay that I'm talking about you like this. Before Janice said yes to the habits that she was going to create in the program, she said yes to her next level. She had already said yes to her next level when she got on the sales call with me. And that's why she said yes to the program. And now she already has a foundation set for creating these habits because she's already committed to the yes. Now, this is so freaking powerful, because ultimately it's always what we're saying yes and no to that is creating the current reality. Right? What energy are you saying yes to? What habits are you saying yes to? What are you saying no to? And therefore response. It's all coming into your field. So when we are going to create a new habit, let me give you my early morning habit that I created about 5 weeks ago. I actually had a session with Joy Kingsborough and I experienced a massive ego death. I did a podcast about this. If you want the link for the podcast, put ego death in the comments and I'll get it to you, okay? Because it's actually quite a powerful story. And I knew within this ego death, hey Carly, I knew that within this ego death that my next level was being birthed. And so the question was not, how am I going to get up early? The question was, what is required of me in this next level? Okay, so somebody write that in the comments for me. What is required of me in this next level? And I knew that what was being required of me and asked of me was more presence, more power, more clarity, more channeling, a larger bucket. Right? The bucket needed more room because my capacity to what I said earlier was what I think is one of the most powerful things we can do, both lead and co-create simultaneously. So in this, I knew that not sitting quietly in meditation, Lindsay says, fully owning my power, all of it. Yes, ego death. Okay, awesome. I got a bunch of ego deaths. Funny thing to write, right? Okay, let me get a drink of water here. What is required of me in this next level? Hey, Sarah, welcome. So it's not the habit that I was seeking. I wasn't saying, oh, now I am going to have to create this new habit. It's coming from that. It's really more holistic, right? But it's much easier to embody it because I know why I'm going to my next level. I fully understand that. You do too, don't you? You understand why you want to go to your next level. You have so many things in place around it already. So let's leverage it. Okay? So that's what I did. And it was very easy. So if I were to ask you right now, what is one habit that would help you go to your next level more easily, more swiftly, with more power, with more grace? What is one habit that would help you do that? Write it in the comments. I bet you already know. And with some more coaching, we would be able to get there pretty easily. So when I was faced with that, what I knew is that meditation and sitting in stillness was my next level. And it was a huge part of it, okay? Because I had been doing Kundalini, I do guided meditation, and so many things that sort of like act like I'm meditating, but I had never truly allowed myself to sit fully in silence. I was very afraid of it. Just being real. I thought I couldn't do it. I thought I was one of those people who was like, oh no, you can't do that. That's not gonna work for you, honey. You're an active girl. You like to move, you like to take action. It's a walking meditation. That's what I would say. That's fine, that's where I was. Not judging myself, but owning it and being real about it, I knew that it was. Lindsay says it's such a game changer, slowing down to speed up. Oh my God, Lindsay, I love that. Totally. And the thing is that it's not that I wasn't ready to meditate, right? It's that I wasn't ready to speed up, Lindsay. Like, isn't that so cool? I love the way you just said that. I'm going to come back and read some of what you guys declared here because I just love seeing all of this. So good. So as I'm thinking about and feeling into this next level, I knew that sitting quietly was it. And it was a habit that I created. It was getting up early. I'm not a get up early person. I would love to sleep until 8 a.m. every day if I could, but we must get up at 7 a.m. to take Ava to school. So it is looking like 6:30. 6:30, I've never had a habit of getting up at 6:30 in my entire life. Lindsay says, exactly, this is one of my big phrases and it's life. I love it, Lindsay. So good, so good. I will be borrowing it and saying that you said it. So as I'm looking at, okay, now here, this is what we're looking at, right? So Molly, as you're saying, I'm going to get up at 6:30 or whatever early is for you. And I'm going to sit in meditation and I'm going to feel better because of it. Now, that is a no-brainer if I'm willing to commit to my next level. My next level looked like a fucking ego death. My next level looked at more powerful leadership in even more co-creation. And what that required of me is the meditation. So the habit is actually secondary to the commitment to the next level. Do we want to write that down? The habit is secondary to the commitment to the next level. Yes. So good. I need to wake up earlier too. Borrow it. Yes, Lindsay, I will borrow it. Lindsay says, I need to get up earlier. Preschool drop-off is 9, and it also allows for sleeping in. Totally. And oh my God, I love sleeping in. You know what? And it's like, there might be phases in life where that is the absolute best thing you can possibly do. Janet says, sparkling the habit. Yes, the habit is secondary. Oh, sparking the habit. This habit is secondary to the commitment to the next level. Now, as we commit to this next level, we have the opportunity to anchor in. We have the opportunity to do mindset work, to do belief work, to get support around it. And these are the things that we really make choices around, right? Because you're not going to say, okay, now I have to have a habit coach. Maybe, but your habit coach is probably going to teach you this. For Janice wanted her next level, so she said yes to working with me and Embody. She didn't say, Jaya, I want a bunch of new habits. But what I'm creating is a space for her to own those new habits powerfully because she already said yes to the transformation. Hey, Miss Mary Bennett. Tiffany says, I would be a crazy monkey brain Looney Tunes if I didn't meditate daily. Well, now me too, Tiffany. And so this is a good point to this next part of this. Haley says the willingness comes first. Ah, woman. So good. So good. So the idea that as we get to that next level, it does become us, okay? So what happened by getting up every day and meditating for the last, now this is 5 weeks ago that I started that habit, and I haven't gotten up to meditate, I believe 3 or 4 times. And this is the other piece, is that as we create these new habits, we must be our own best friend in it. And your best friend, if you said, hey, I didn't get up and here's the reason why, they wouldn't say, oh my God, you're horrible, you're failing, you're never gonna succeed at this, you might as well just quit right now. No one would say that to you. Therefore, you don't get to say that to yourself. The evidence is what we make it. The evidence we look for is the evidence that we are desiring to confirm what we already believe about ourselves. And so this is really about creating new evidence, but this is why I'm bringing this concept to you about the discipline bucket, because if the discipline bucket is full and you're going to add in, okay, I'm going to, which I just started today. I started today my 44 days of Facebook Live and I cut carbs out again. Again, I say again, because I've done this many times. I really like to cut carbs. It's a great way for me to build my energy. And it takes a lot of discipline. Also, another thing I added in is my own 21-day ab challenge. So you know how I mentioned that I was a personal trainer? My first online program was called the 21-day ab challenge. And it was $21. And I sold about 150 of them over the course of a year. I used to run challenges, 5-day fitness challenges to sell into a $21 program. Now, it was awesome. It was not the best business plan in the world. Not if what you want to do is impact a lot of people and make enough money to be able to impact a lot of people, okay? And it is the best ab workout I have ever done in my life. It's amazing. And when I do it at night, I feel so much better. So here's the thing. I just added into my discipline bucket in the last, about month, getting up early to meditate, now doing Facebook Live every day, which I used to teach Facebook Live. I've been doing Facebook Live for 3 years consistently, and never in my life would you ever catch me doing a fucking Facebook Live challenge. I used to tell people, do not do those, because all you're gonna do is feel guilty when you don't do them. And I'm doing it anyway. I'm doing it anyway. You need the abs. Janice, I will give you the abs. I think I offered it to you guys on our Embody call, didn't I? I'll give it to you guys. So here's the thing. Whoop! Bring it back. As we stack these habits, right? So I'm telling you all, hey Vanessa, telling you all these habits that I've been stacking, and it's like, whoa, how's the bucket, right? So what I want you to ask me is, Jaya, how does it feel? How is the bucket? Are you holding it? Because who I thought I was before I started getting up early to meditate, before I am eating super, super clean. Now I always eat healthy, but not super clean. It means no sugar, no refined carbs, no grains, okay? Like all the veggies and the really good meats, so good, clean. And when I do that and also show up visibly and share my magic with the world, who am I? Who am I? Who are you when you do the thing that at the beginning of this video, I said, what is the thing that you are declaring? What is the thing you are stepping into? And have you created the foundation for it? Are you in the mindset that you're ready for more, or are you energetically saying no right now? So do you know how you energetically say no is through resistance, through stress, through negative self-talk. This is how we say no to ourselves, and we say no to the universe. Because as soon as you commit to this next level, which requires expansion, which requires a greater capacity, you've got to be saying yes. So if the habits that you do feel like oppressive, and they feel like you are, thanks Vanessa, they feel like you are closing down yourself instead of opening yourself up, and you're actually saying no because you're resisting them. You're resisting the habit. You're resisting the next level. So you got to back it up. Okay. We asked a few questions in this that I would go back if you didn't already see them and really think through this. I wish that I could summarize it all for you just like perfectly, but I don't know if I can remember them. The thing that we arrive at is this habit that I'm creating actually serving me, or is it serving as evidence that I'm not good enough? Someone write that down for me. Is this new habit I'm creating actually serving me, or is it serving as evidence that I'm not good enough? Because that is the place to look. Now, if you already have lots of anxiety and you already feel resistant all the time, and you're already going to your edge and you're out of your comfort zone, it might not be the right time to create new habits. It is the time to anchor in what you're doing. It's the time to expand from where you are. Now, the reason I know this is because when I was this woman who looked from the outside like she had it all, the nice body, the nice husband, the nice family, owning the house, and I drive a Prius. I don't know if that looks like I have it all. Hey, it felt great when I bought my Prius. But what I wasn't doing was doing the two things that I keep mentioning here, which is the leadership and the co-creation. And I was so afraid of who it was going to make me to look on the outside like I have it all, and to feel on the inside powerful as fuck. Because of that, guess what I did? When I started truly owning my full potential and power, and I say starting because it is a practice, I am still owning it every day. Here I am right now, I'm owning it. As I'm doing this, I said, yay. And then I gained 30 pounds. I call it the 30-pound purpose because I know many people who this has happened to. Let me know in the comments if you relate. You could just say 30-pound purpose. Now, it's okay. It's okay because it's what I needed to do. My discipline bucket got full. And if I were to keep the same, so I was very strict about what I ate in a healthy way. But, and as I say that sounds like an oxymoron, doesn't it? Feeling strict, I'm not a fan of as much anymore, but it's what I did before. And I was very fit, and yet I didn't see myself as being so powerful and all of those things. And so I let some of it go. I dumped some of the discipline bucket so that I could put in the new mindset habits and the new beliefs and the new way of being. And that is what I needed to do. And I'm okay with that because now I feel it. I feel the shift. I feel as though I've anchored in the power that I was simultaneously scared of and seeking. And now my bucket is bigger, and I'm like, oh, now the 21-day ab challenge is back. Now the no carbs is back, and it feels good to me. But if I would have put pressure on myself because I wasn't doing those things, I would have been missing the fucking point. And the point was to allow myself to expand into the next level. The next level for me went from healthy, fit Jaya to, sure, healthy and fit, but bigger Jaya, but really fucking powerful. And now, what if? What if now the next level is healthy, fit Jaya, really fucking powerful, and it's all one. But look how much room for sabotage and being mean to myself and feeling resistant and trying to do habits and them not sticking and being a total brat about it. So we got to recognize what the identity is. You like my stone today? What the desire is. And what the space in between is. Are you ready to expand into the person who holds the discipline bucket with ease? Or does the discipline bucket feel full? And you need to master and anchor in where you are. This is it. It's so simple, but it's a big shift. And you can see why I'm not a personal trainer anymore, because I did not ever align with that culture. I love the idea of being a whole person who gets to be super nice to themselves along the way in the transformation. So I really hope that this served you. Please let me know in the comments. 30-pound purpose, Janice says. Haley says, I am saying yes to my next level. I am starting a new eating regimen tomorrow. So divine timing, I'm leveling up. Booyah! So good. Haley, I love that a lot and so in alignment with what we're talking about. Amazing. I hope this served you at the highest level possible. And if you got something out of this, would you guys do me a favor and share this out? My intention with my 44 days of Facebook Live is to touch as many lives as possible with my magic and what I have to bring to the table. And that's why I'm doing this. So if it feels resonant to you and you feel like there's somebody who could use this, tag them below, share the video. And I also am opening up some slots for one-on-one coaching, and I created an amazing new introductory offer. I actually was doing a homage and a throwback to my personal training days, and I had this realization the other day. I was like, when I was a trainer, I used to have an introductory package, because it's like, how do you know if you want to commit? And I realized, why have I not done that with my coaching? So I'm really excited about this, actually. I'm actually working on it today, this afternoon, creating this beautiful package that is ultimately a way, way lower price point than my bigger packages. And so just reach out to me if you're interested in learning more about that. I would love to chat with you. And so much love to you. If you're on this path, you're creating some new habits, I am cheering you on.